Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to talk about a message that I received this morning, and the message that I was receiving was just about what it means for us to unlock human potential and how that aligns with us being on a spiritual journey or a self-healing journey. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of a background. So personally, I'm really into watching cult documentaries. So HBO has a lot of them. There's one cult documentary that I started called The Vow. And what it documents is this self-improvement, human potential, human success program. I think that's what they called it, led by a man named, I think it was Keith Raniere, something like that. His first name started with a K. And the program was called NXIVM. And the whole goal of NXIVM was, how can you unlock human potential by cleaning up the limiting beliefs that you have? So he had like this entire map, like almost like he was mapping the emotions and the beliefs and triggers of humans and mapping them all together, and all of it leading to joy. And he was trying to map out and understand, how do you navigate all of these different emotions and really like hack your brain so that you can fully unlock your human potential. It's super fascinating. So if you have not seen it before, I would highly encourage you to go watch it. But what was interesting about the documentary to me was, in the first episode, they talk about the program and the things that he did and what the people were teaching and a lot of the success that they had. There was a piece of it that stood out to me, which was the limiting beliefs part. So they were basically saying that as you continue to unlock each limiting belief, every time you unlock one, you expand your potential. So you unlock, expand, and you expand and you expand. And one of the examples that they gave was, if you're a photographer and you're afraid of heights, then as soon as you when you are afraid of heights, then you are limited to being only being able to take pictures on the ground. So you're only able to take pictures down here because you're afraid of heights. You can't come up here. But as soon as you unlock that limiting belief, then you're able to take pictures up here. And then now you have expanded your potential. What it really told me is that your self-healing journey is a journey of unlocking human potential. And there's a quote inside of the book that I'm reading right now, A Creative Act, that to me makes me think about the self-healing journey as almost like being inside of this childlike state. And I think it's important to call out, because I feel like when we are children, we don't have any limiting beliefs. Your imagination is just like full and expansive, and you don't have all of these beliefs that you can't do something. Like you wake up one day and you want to be a crocodile, so your parents go and get you a crocodile outfit, and then like, you're a crocodile today, like whatever. Like when you're a kid, you don't think twice about it. You don't have any of these limited beliefs. And so I feel like if we can be more at peace with our spiritual journey and allowing ourselves to fully embrace what it means to heal ourselves, I think it puts us inside of this childlike state. And if we learn how to get really good at being inside of that childlike state, then it does allow for us to unlock our human potential. The quote that I want to read from the book, A Creative Act, The Art of Being by Rick Rubin, he says, "This freedom is not as difficult to achieve as one may think. We all start with it. As children, we experience much less interference between receiving ideas and internalizing them. We accept new information with delight instead of making comparisons to what we already believe. We live in the moment rather than worrying about future consequences. We are spontaneous more than analytical. We are curious, not jaded. Even the most ordinary experiences in life are met with a sense of awe. Deep sadness and intense excitement can come within moments of each other. There's no facade and no attachment to a story." I honestly feel like when we get into that space where we are receiving information in a delightful way, when we are living in the moment and not worrying about the future and our consequences, and we are allowing ourselves to be spontaneous versus analytical, I really do feel like a lot of those counterparts are attached to your analytical mind, your monkey mind, your egoic mind, your limited mind. Whereas if you're thinking from a more spontaneous place, in a place of curiosity, in a place of openness, and a place of excitement, then you can allow yourself to meet your full human potential. You can allow yourself to directly address your limiting beliefs. If you allow yourself to receive information and to get out of this analytical mind and to allow yourself to go through the motions that come with learning, allow yourself to be the fool, allow yourself to look like someone that doesn't know what they're doing, then you can get inside of a space that you're open to learning, and you can get inside of a space that you can erase these limiting beliefs and move forward and open up your full potential. Because at the end of the day, a limiting belief is just something that you think can't change, but that can change. And I think a good example of being able to know that something can be changed is by looking at all of the people that do the exact thing that you believe that you can't do. And just thinking about the whole idea of maintaining a childlike state in order to unlock your limiting beliefs, it just makes me think that, like, when we start seeing ourselves as children and we start embracing this idea that even though we're all adults, we're really just all children walking around, I do feel like it is freeing. I do feel like it gives you the freedom and the permission to be wrong, and the permission to be sad, and the permission to throw a tantrum, and the permission to parent yourself and to not be perfect. I have children, so like when they do things imperfectly, I comfort them and I nurture them and I say, you know what, you didn't do it right the first time, but we'll try again later. And they are so good about just like boomeranging back to being inside of a good mood. And I think that's something that I'm personally working on, is if I'm really sad, giving myself the permission to be happy. Like if you've ever seen a child throw a temper tantrum, they're sad for like 10, 15, 20 minutes tops. And then like sometimes they got to take a nap. Sometimes, you know, they just got to stomp or whatever, but then they're over it. Like they are sad and happy, and they go through the bandit of emotions within like an hour. I think we have to be open to the idea that we all are children and address our emotions and our feelings that way. And when we start to see ourselves as children, then we allow ourselves to heal. We allow ourselves to continue to be a continuous student and a continuous learner. I think if we're just operating in this place of like, I'm an adult, I should know this already, then you're not giving yourself the permission to learn and the permission to grow. So I do feel like the whole self-healing and the spiritual journey is a productivity hack. It is a human potential hack. Every single time you address your limiting beliefs and you sit with yourself and you say, hey, why do I feel this way? What happened to me? How can I overcome this? And you really sit with yourself and allow yourself to touch on those emotions and feel your emotions and feel them authentically. I think that as soon as you give yourself a chance to heal, then all of a sudden you feel all of this expansion. Now it's like, wow, I overcame this. I don't have these triggers anymore. Look at how wonderful and awesome my life is, and look at how great it is, and what are all of the things that I can do with all of this energy and all of this potential that I didn't have before. It is absolutely a human hack. There were a couple of cards that I had pulled that I thought were pretty interesting just in terms of this concept. So the first card that I pulled was the High Priestess. And what the High Priestess is telling us is, let's connect to our spiritual selves. Let's connect to the spiritual realm and our emotional side. She is covered in blue because blue does deal with emotions. When you think of water and you think of emotions, then that's where you resonate with the color blue. But yeah, the High Priestess is giving us guidance to connect to our spiritual selves and our intuitive selves. And what I wanted to pull was the King of Cups, because if we're talking about hacking our human potential, we're talking about what does it mean for me to be that masculine party that allows for me to be disciplined, to be goal oriented and to be strong. So how can I use my emotions to guide me there? How can I use my emotions to get me to a place where I am becoming a greater and better version of myself? And as I'm hacking these emotions and becoming a greater and better version of myself, I can be more authentic. I can show up as my full self, and I am no longer using any of this energy to protect myself. Now I'm using my energy to expand. I'm using my energy to become a better person, and for me to manifest the things that in my life that I need. I think we talked about this a little bit inside of the chit chat that I did about love being an abundant source. I feel like when you are dealing with a lot of emotional resistance, then you can't connect to the emotional energy of love. And in my personal opinion, when you are connected to the energy of love, then you are connected to an unlimited abundant source. This is a source of energy to help you accomplish your goals. And that's why we turn to the King of Pentacles, because one thing that I really love about this card is you see all of this blue here. You see all of the blue, and it's surrounded by the pentacles. I truly do think when you are in a high vibrational emotional state that is connected to loving energy, you open yourself to be a source and a portal for abundance. And then the beautiful thing is, when you look at the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups card, because the King of Cups, this is a man that is fully in touch with his emotional energy, and he's using it as a tool for him to rule. He's holding his cups as he's sitting on his throne. But you see like the similarities just in the way that they're positioned inside of their throne, and the colors that are here, the yellow, the peak of red here. I think that does resonate as them having a connection. So in my opinion, just to like wrap this up and summarize it a little bit, I really do feel like when you focus on removing your limiting beliefs by having a spiritual journey, by having a self-healing journey, then it does allow for you to connect to your divine masculine energy. And I think that it's important while you're having your self-healing journey and your spiritual journey to allow yourself to be in a childlike, vulnerable state. That's probably the best way to approach it, so that you can see yourself as a limitless person and see yourself as somebody who is deserving of the effort to heal. Somebody that is a lifelong learner, and someone that is capable of receiving new information, and somebody that is deserving of being loved and nurtured. I think that's also important too. When we look at adults versus children, when it comes to children, we know children are supposed to have hugs. We know children are supposed to be loved and nurtured and taken care of, but we don't do the same thing or see the same thing for ourselves. If you see yourself as being in a childlike state, I think it does also empower you and give yourself the permission to receive love and to receive nurturing and to receive help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to want help. It's okay to seek that. The King of Cups knows when he needs help, and he reaches out to people when he needs it. And when you are more in touch with your emotions and you get rid of the limiting beliefs, then you are more able to move and rule in a place that is rooted in love. And I think that itself creates a portal for abundance, for money. All right, you guys, that's all I have for today. Yeah, check out my other videos. Hit me in the comments. I'll see you later. Bye.